Hey guys, and welcome to the Southern Battle League, or SBL for short. My name is Hayden, or Draco Igneous 97 in the battles. Sometimes you might also hear the name Bossman from some players. That will also be referring to myself. This first video will be an introduction to the SBL, where it started, what it is, and also the intro and draft for Season 12. First up, a little intro to the SBL. I created the SBL in 2016 after being inspired by leagues such as the GBA, the first ever draft league that went public. We are an Australian-based league, mainly hailing from the state of Victoria. We are mainly a single battle-based league, but we have had VGC seasons in the past. We run exclusively on Pokémon Showdown, as it is much easier for players that don't have the time or resources to create teams in-game. After the release of Pokémon Sun and Moon, I attempted to start the second season of the league, but we had so little interest that we were unable to get it to start. After this, I put it on a hiatus for a few years, until 2019 when I brought it back after a conversation with a friend of mine, and it has been going strong ever since. The SBL has grown from 8 players in its original season to this current season holding 18 players, and that is due to the player cap. We have 2 conferences this season, the Survivor Conference and the Zangoose Conference, each holding 9 players, and is probably the most depth we've ever had talent-wise, including all past champions in one season for the first time. As videos go up, you will meet the other 3 players that are helping me in this endeavour. Andrew, aka That Guy 313, Alex, aka Stealth R2, and Nick, aka NicNeg. You will hear more about them as the video goes on. This season of the SBL is the 12th season, and this time around we are doing things a little differently. We are basing this on National Dex monotype, but with a twist. As part of the draft, each coach was to draft a type and a Terra Captain. But this Terra Captain had to be a Pokemon that wasn't of the type they drafted. This would then lock that Pokemon out from its original typings, as the player who drafted it has to bring it every week, and is the only Pokemon eligible to terrestrialize on their team. We did put in a ban on picking a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve as a Terra Captain, just to stop confusion. If you want to see all the bans and rules involved in the draft, I will link the document below. Now onto the draft. The draft was done in a snake format. For those of you unsure of what a snake draft is, it's when the draft follows its normal draft order for the first round, then goes back the other way for its next round. So for example, the person with the first draft pick in round 1 will now have the last draft pick in round 2. Starting with the first round, the players were to draft their typing. Then once all players have drafted typings, on the way back up the draft order, players drafted their Terra Captains. Our rule we put into for drafting Terra Captains is that only 2 Pokemon of each type can be taken as a Terra Captain, as you will see. Before the draft occurred, we had a preseason using the Battle Factory format. The winner was non-applicable, who with the win was able to move up 1 draft position in the typing draft and a ban of either a move or item. The ban they chose was the move Stealth Rock. A quick point on this though, if Stealth Rock is hit off Metronome or the attack Stone Axe is used, this is completely legal. Metronome is completely random, so we cannot control what it hits, and Stone Axe is a separate move from Stealth Rock. Even if it may leave the Stealth Rocks behind, it's fine. Now onto the actual draft itself. First up, we have Beyond Solfang, coach of the Cranny Maggies, with the first pick of the typing draft and the final pick of the Terra Captain draft. The typing they picked was Flying, and the Terra Captain picked was Garganical. Next up, we have Pickles EXE, coach of the Druin Dittos, with the second pick of the typings, and the 17th Terra Captain pick. The typing they picked was Steel, and the Terra Captain picked was Rillaboom. Next pick goes to Dossa37, coach of the Prime Apes, with the 3rd typing pick and the 16th Terra Captain pick. The typing picked was Fairy, and the Terra Captain picked was Galarian Darmanitan. Next up is Trenium, coach of the Healesville Sanctuary, with the 4th typing pick and the 15th Terra Captain pick. The typing picked was Poison, and the captain picked was Umbreon. Next up is Tinny Tyler, coach of the Vibe Vulpix, with the 5th typing pick and the 14th Terra Captain pick. The typing picked was Ghost, and the captain picked was Weavile. Next up, we have one of our 2 new players, Aish, captain of the Comfey spelled backwards, with the 6th typing pick and the 13th captain pick. The typing picked was Ground, and the captain pick was Volcanion. The next pick is the second of our new players, Huge Pyre, captain of Victoria's Dark Secrets, with the 7th typing pick and the 12th captain pick. The typing picked was Dark, and the Terra Captain pick was Armor Rouge. Next up, we have a few of our returning players that have come off hiatus. The first one of that is Tarkos, captain of the Fish and Crips, with the 8th typing pick and the 11th captain pick. The typing picked was Electric, and the Terra Captain pick was Blissey. The next pick went to Non-Applicable, the coach of the Pink Ponyta Club, the winner of the inaugural Season 1 back in 2016, and has now returned to this season with the 9th typing pick and the 10th captain pick. The typing they picked was Fire, and the Terra Captain was Walking Wake. The final of our returning from hiatus players, Dariki1, coach of the Universe Unknown, had the 10th typing pick and the 9th captain pick. The typing they picked was Dragon, and the captain they picked was Pecharunt. At this point, we now make it into the top 8 of last season, with the first pick going to Marvin1, the coach of Team Awesome, with the 11th typing pick and the 8th captain pick. The typing they picked was Normal, and the captain they picked was Galarian Slowking. The next pick goes to myself as coach of the Nari Ninetales, with the 12th typing pick and the 7th captain pick. The typing picked was Water, and the captain pick was Kilowattrel. Next up is Buizel Percent 100, coach of the Slow Queens, with the 13th typing pick and the 6th captain pick. The typing they picked was Psychic, and the captain they picked was Arcalodon. Next up is Samsung S5, coach of the Cracked Samsungs, with the 14th typing pick and the 5th captain pick. The typing that they picked was Ice, and their captain pick was Philanderous Incarnate. At this point, we've now made it to the top 4 of last season, all of which are previous champions. With the 15th typing pick and the 4th captain pick, we have NicNeg, winner of Season 7 and coach of the Fishiest Fiends. The typing that they picked was Grass, and the captain they picked was Great Tusk. Next up, we have the 2-time champion Stealth R2, coach of the Stealth Squadron, with the 16th typing pick and the 3rd captain pick. The typing they picked was Fighting, and the captain they picked up was Aegislash. Next, we have the 6-time champion, That Guy 313, coach of the Southside Spice, with the 17th typing pick and the 2nd captain pick. Out of the 2 remaining typings, he picked up Rock, and the captain that he decided to pick up was Tapu Koko. The final typing pick and the first of the Terra Captain picks went to the winner of last season, Battlebane 1100, coach of the Swanky Sweepers. The final typing that was left over at the end of the draft was Bug, but the first captain pick was Iron Valiant. Now that is the draft out of the way, this is how the conferences all stack up. In the Survivor Conference, we have the Cracked Samsungs with Ice, the Druin Dittos with Steel, the Nari Ninetales with Water, the Primapes with Fairy, the Southside Spice with Rock, Team Awesome with Normal, the Universe Unknown with Dragon, the Vibe Vulpix with Ghost, and Victoria's Dark Secrets with Dark. In the Zangoose Conference, we have the Cranny Maggies with Flying, Comfey spelled backwards with Ground, Fish and Crips with Electric, Fishiest Fiends with Grass, Healesville Sanctuary with Poison, Pink Ponyta Club with Fire, Slow Queens with Psychic, Swanky Sweepers with Bug, and the Stealth Squadron with Fighting. This will be an 11-week main season with 2 inter-conference rounds where each coach will play against a coach that is not in their own conference. The 9 other weeks will be played within each respective conference, with 4 matches a week and 1 bye, due to 9 coaches in each conference. After the 11-week main season, the top 4 of each conference will enter the conference finals, with first playing 4th and second playing 3rd. From here, the winners of both matches will face off in the conference final, and the losers will play for 3rd place. From here, the winners of both conference finals will play off in the grand final. Second in each conference will play for 3rd overall, 3rd in each conference to play for 5th overall, and 4th in each conference to play for 7th. The plan is to upload a match from each conference currently, with more to possibly come in the future, if everything falls into place. In these videos, all matches will be mentioned at the start, both matches will be reacted to, results of other matches will be revealed, ladders for both conferences will be shown, and the Golden Fist ladders will be revealed. The Golden Fist is broken into 2 versions. The Captain's Golden Fist, where all 18 captains will be shown to see how they develop over the season, and the full Golden Fist, which will show the top 10 at the end of each week. Each Pokemon that has multiple types will have multiple entries depending on how it performs for each of its typings. I hope you all enjoy the season ahead. If you have any questions, please do let us know, and I will attempt to answer them either in the comments or in the next video. Thank you for checking us out, and see you next time.